Hey, what's up guys? So today what I want to do is run through a quick video and give you kind of an overview of the ImpulseRC APEX, the setup I'm running, as well as give you a screenshot of my PIDs, my rates, my configurations from the KISS FC, so you guys can use as a reference. So let's just jump into kind of the APEX overview. Alright guys, so I'm going to quickly talk about my overall setup, run through just the frame design, and even give you my PIDs and my rates because it has changed since I switched to this setup. So let's just start with the frame itself. Really, I really enjoy flying this frame because it's like a minimalistic design. You just get enough space to work with for modern components. There's really not much wasted space when it comes to this design. And yeah, I like the kind of like the split plate design, very similar to the Reverb, but slightly different in terms of how stuff is laid out. The geometry on this frame is more similar to the Alien than the Reverb, so that's something to consider. I haven't replaced any of the things on here. The arm's been holding up really well. They're really thick arms, so it's going to take a lot to damage those arms. And the bottom plate is really thick as well, so that's really the parts are going to take the brunt of hits. So it's been really good flying it. It's been very durable, very agile, and all that good stuff. As for my setup, I'm running a KISS V2 setup with the KISS 4-in-1 ESC. There you go. And I've been flying this setup for about several months now, and I haven't had any issues with what I've been flying. In terms of the components I've been using, the PIDs, my rates, my entire setup, I haven't had any issues with burn up or just awful vibrations and stuff like that. I guess moving on, I guess another unique piece to this frame is the OSD. So they have a new OSD board in place, really designed for 4-in-1 ESCs and KISS, I guess. But basically we have the regulator back here, and it powers the OSD, which is fitting right there. So here's kind of like the USB. That's the OSD board right there in a nutshell. So it's been really good in terms of monitoring my kind of amp draw, my milliamp hour, voltage. You can put a timer on there. There's other features. Another thing that you could do is, obviously tune your quad through the OSD board. So that's been holding up really well. I haven't had any issues with flickering or anything like that. It's been really solid. The next thing I want to talk about is probably the motor situation. As you could tell, I'm still running the F40Pro V3s, which are 2600 kV, and really I'm running that because it's really designed for, my setup is designed for a 4S setup. And the reason why I run a 4S setup right now, and I might switch in the future, is because I just haven't had any issues with this setup. So this is the battery I've been using, and this is an R-Line Tattu 1300. And I don't know, some people have asked me about this battery, and the big selling point for me is that it weighs 150 grams and it has really good power for that weight. And there's other batteries out there, but that's the one I prefer to fly. So let's talk about some other components here. One thing that I will say is that they have this like antenna feature, which is basically like a standoff that hooks into the antenna, and it's a part of the standoff to the frame standoff, and it kind of wires the antenna out. And this is the new TBS antenna that I have for video. And of course, I guess speaking of video, I'm running the Predator. I think it's a V4, and I really like this camera because of the low latency, and for evening flying it does a really good job handling low light situations. So that's the reason why I like flying with that camera. Another thing, as everyone knows, I'm running Crossfire by the standoff back here, or by the accessory situation back here. So you could get these add-on accessories for the Apex, and essentially it comes with these skid guards, the front bumper, and this little plastic piece, or this piece that fits in the back area to mount your Immortal T antenna. So it looks really clean, and it does add a little bit of weight, but all in all, it just depends on what you're going for and what your overall flying weight is. But to me, these little accessories have been holding up really well if you enjoy flying with some skid guards and, you know, a bumper and all that stuff. The next thing that I want to talk about is the props I'm flying. Actually, these are the S4 props, and really I like flying the watermelon props for lighter setups, but since I'm using the Hero 7 with this setup, I prefer flying with these S4 props, and to me it just handles a little bit better than the watermelon props, considering the weight difference. And I'm not using a session on here. I just like flying with the Hero 7 nowadays, just because of the excellent low light image quality, as well as it just looks crispier, and you could definitely tell a difference in video. Let's talk about something that I think a lot of people haven't mentioned in other videos, which is warranty. I believe that this frame comes with unlimited warranty for 2 years from ImpulseRC, and I think you know, Sean mentioned that if you break something, all you got to do is there's kind of like this automated process. Each of these frames comes with a ticket or scan barcode, and you just use that to facilitate the exchange. And it's nice to see another company kind of go on that, just to help the consumer out in any way they can. That's about it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. But all in all, this is a really cool setup. I enjoy flying it. Lastly, I will say I'm going to put my PIDs and my rates at the end of this video, so check those out if you're interested. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll try to get them answered as quickly as possible. And yeah, I really enjoy this frame, so if you're interested, go get one. See you guys in the next one. Bye.
I've been caught up in this life, don't speak my mind enough. I'm trying to keep pushing on me,